Today I'm going to be caging queens for sale. In this video I cage I think 4 queens and it goes okay and I make a bunch of jokes. Hope you enjoy.
Here we go. This one had a virgin queen and she came back laying, but she hasn't been laying long enough unless she has capped brood. So I'll double check. If she does, then I can take her. If not, I'm just gonna wait till next round and sell her then. I don't remember how strong this pallet was, but this one looks pretty strong from the top. I know they have a mated queen. So full of bee bread. No brood on that one, but I bet you these other 2 are brood. Full to the absolute brim with larvae. And this side's capped. So her pattern's good. Nothing to worry about. That's the other reason to wait till the brood's capped, is you're able to actually evaluate how good the queen is at laying and if she's poor. Which is especially important when you have a bad bout of weather, like we did. So it's just harder for queens to get mated in that. Full of larvae and eggs. Nothing on the other side though, I'm a little surprised. Still plenty of enough brood to maintain a mating nuke though. And I see eggs, so she's somewhere. That's one of the annoying parts of mating nukes. And part of the reason why it's good to take brood away from them is it's going to be so hard to find the queens next time. So I just have to be smart about how I manage them. That's the key, is to manage them. All right, so hopefully she was on one of these first 2 frames. I haven't not been able to find a queen yet. It's not even, the population's not that big in here, so I'm surprised that I haven't seen her. She might have been one of the jet black ones. For whatever reason, apparently queens that are dark are harder to find. I don't really know why that is, but that's what all the beekeepers on YouTube say, like Bob, Bruce, a lot of other beekeepers. Oh, yep, she was on the first frame. Right here on the edge, I'm not sure if you can see it. She is stripy, but mostly dark. So maybe that's why I had trouble seeing her. Here we go. Have her in the cage. Gonna look for some fat bees. 1. 2. Can I go 5 for 5 and not let any out? That's the question. All right, here's 3. This is mission impossible. I'm getting close. Four. Here we go. Got a good hold on this one. 5. Hey, best one of the year. And Corey says you don't want to get your queens caught, their feet or antennae in the little clip here. So I make sure not to do that. So I'm gonna take a few bees, but this mating nuke's relatively proper sized. All right, 3 more to go. Possibly more. We'll see if the other one has enough capped brood for me to take her. Fun fact, I haven't shared in any of my videos, I've already lost 2 hive tools this year, so new record. Pretty excited. So now I'm stuck with this J-hook. I like the other type of hook hive tool better, but you lose that privilege when you lose the hive tool, which I wasn't exactly planning on doing. All right, beautiful frame of brood, absolutely stunning. They drew all this comb out on their own, or this frame. The other frame was already drawn. The other two. Some of the nukes I started with one frame of capped brood and I fed them. Then the other ones I had a frame of food and a frame of capped brood. And we're on a massive honey flow. So that's why they're doing so well. I'm not really feeding either. I did feed when it was rainy though, earlier this week. So I really don't see her on here. But she's filled up this entire thing full of eggs. It's amazing what fresh, brand new queens can do. I'm gonna set her in a nuke box for now, just in case I missed her on that frame. To add fuel to the fire, I also got poison ivy yesterday, so that makes it extra fun. And that is what I'm talking about. Hey, absolutely beautiful. Some of these queens just do so well. And it's just, there's almost nothing more gratifying for me than seeing that fresh new queen come back and start laying, lay beautiful patterns like that. There's just something so awesome about it. I just can't explain it. Can't put it into words. This frame is also full of brood. I'm hoping it's gonna have the queen on it too. Not see her. But this one has too much brood, so I'm pulling out the middle frame that's capped. Because 3 frames of brood, that's 6 frames of bees once they hatch, plus the existing population. And that's just way too much. I'm already having trouble finding her and there's barely any bees in here, so it's really not a good idea to let them get even way bigger. She's probably on the first frame, because that's the one that had eggs on it, but I didn't see her originally. There's always those queens that also jump on the walls of the box. I haven't had any of those yet, thankfully, but those are a real pain in the butt. All right, she's probably on the first frame. Please, please be on the first frame. Really don't see her. So that leaves one of 2 options. Either she is a box jumper, as I call them, or I'm just missing her in one of the frames. Think, oh, there she is. She's absolutely beautiful. Great, now I can catch her. She's one of my dark ones. It's interesting, I don't really have much Italian. I have some Italian blood, because everybody does, but mostly my hives are more Carniolan. That's what I'm breeding towards, that's what I bred from. And yeah, so none of my queens are blonde, but most of them are striped. Cap came off this cage. I broke it when I was putting in the candy, but it is what it is. So here we go. Here's 5 workers. One. I'm hoping someday to never have to make a mating nuke again. Once I make my stock more valuable, because I'm going to incorporate BSH and test for it, I don't really know of any real Carniolan BSH breeding programs. So I'm pretty excited because once my stock's more valuable enough, then I can just sell virgin queens and not have to deal with these damn mating nukes that drive me crazy. So looking forward to that day, although, you know, at least 5+ years down the line, because you can't make your population VSH overnight. It's going to take some time, and I understand that, but I'm willing to put in as much time and effort as it requires, because this is what matters to me. I want to devote my whole life to doing this, making great mite-resistant honeybees that are calm, docile, great at producing honey. So I'm gonna make it happen. It's just a matter of time, you know, how long it's gonna take me. All right, getting better. Didn't lose anything on this one. Didn't lose any bees out of the cage or anything. So there's 4. I'm going to take the middle frame that has cap brood on it and split it into another mating nuke and shake some bees. So see you at the next mating nuke. Here's the other hive's neighbor. I don't know how many of these I'm going to film. But I'll give you a recap at the end of how everything went. Wasn't promising to start. That first one took me way too long. Queen kept getting out, but this one isn't nearly as strong. But I do see eggs, and I know there's a queen in here because I've checked before and saw eggs. And here she is. What do you know?
She's hard to spot, so I slowed her down. She's right in the middle, and she's kind of a blondish queen. I'm able to see her on this speed, so I think you'll be able to too.
So, don't mind if I do. Really hope I didn't just miss her. Okay, there she is. So I'm gonna herd her towards the middle of the frame. I've heard of herding cattle, but few people have herd bees. But that's one of my many specialties, herd bees. So I'm just trying to get her in a spot where I can grab her. There we go. There she is. Now I gotta get some of her buddies here. I'm gonna go on a frame that has larvae because that's where the bees that have all the brood food in them are gonna be. And I definitely didn't mean that pun. Beautiful. Not as big as the last mating nuke, but they're gonna be plenty good sized by the time that all this brood hatches. Thought I just let out the queen. But I'm gonna search for some workers. Still getting a hang of the worker grabbing. Feel like I need to get a lot better at that aspect. Okay, I got one in. I think I need to grab higher up on the worker's wings just so I have more control of their body. One, two. All right, and one of the tricks I've also found is to shake the queen cage before you put in a worker. And that way, the queen can't get out on you. One. Just two. Two in there so far. Let's see if I can get this third one. And you also don't want to push the worker bee's butt into the cage because one, she'll sting you. And if she stings you, then she's going to die in the cage anyway, so you're wasting your time. So yeah, don't stick your finger into the worker bee's stinger. It took me It took me some time to figure that out. It took me a sting. But common sense is not always evident to me. The other problem is not only does the queen try to get out, but the other workers, it's not as big of an issue. All right, it is the queen getting out, but there she is. Workers, I'm done with that. This one, I'm probably not going to take a frame of brood. There's just not much, just not as big, so I don't really need to downsize them much. I'm probably going to take a shake of bees for my other splits, but mostly it's all good.
So as you found out in the video, I may not be the best at caging queens, but I'm learning. I've caged about 50 or so in the past 2 years, so it's not a ton of practice. It's, you know, it's some practice, but not a lot. I'm gonna make a part 2 to this video where I keep caging queens and making more jokes, and I'll link that at the end of this video when it posts up. I'm hoping to put this video up on Tuesday the 4th, and the next part 2 video on, you know, maybe Friday or Saturday. Hope you enjoy.